Hi, I made some avatars. As maybe you can tell, they're AI generated, so there's gonna be some inconsistencies, but consider this a temporary solution for something I may change in the future. Now hit that like, subscribe, and comment what you think about these new avatars. I could do webcam. It would probably just honestly be easier to edit if I had the webcam, but I kind of wanted to do something different, see what I could do with this. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Alright, today I figured I'd throw my hat into the art discussion. There's a lot going around in there, but I want to know what you guys think about it. Because personally I think it's amazing. I think that the fact that they have this futuristic, clean, yet somehow dystopian look, just, oh my god, it's so good. The visuals in the actual gameplay though is a little bit lacking. I really think that they should have, polished that up a little bit more before they showed it to the public. They have stated that the alpha gameplay that they did show is still outdated and will look a bit better, but I mean, it's 6 months from release. I don't know how much we can expect from that. But, I'm seeing arguments on the internet, Roblox, Minecraft, everyone's saying Concord 2 and whatnot. And it's like, people just want to find a reason to hate the game. I don't actually think that they would have thought this way if they wanted an extraction shooter. Just say you don't want an extraction shooter and move on. People are negative about the fact that it's an extraction shooter, and that opinion kind of flows over everything. You're negative about this one aspect, and you can't separate it from others. Of course, art is subjective, and you can have your own opinion on it, and I do think that there are people who genuinely do dislike this, but I think the majority probably don't actually care about the art style, and is actually just salty that it's an extraction shooter that they don't want. I heard some people call some of the characters ugly, and I'm just like, are they meant to be pretty? For example, Glitch. I saw some people call her ugly, and I'm like, she's a mercenary, and it's 800 years into the future. Of course, our beauty standards won't really fit. Now, I get the idea, oh, I want something pretty to look at, but I feel like that's not really the point. Am I right? You get that, right? Now, there is one argument that I do understand, and that is that it looks very different from original Marathon. Why even make this game Marathon at all? And I think that the real reason is they wanted pre-built lore. They wanted to use this IP that had pre-built lore that they could continue to build on instead of having to make something up from scratch. I think that makes sense, and if you do like original Marathon and you do like the style of that, you're not gonna like this that much because it's different, right? And it's completely different. It's a complete reimagining. It's really not the next Marathon. It's a Marathon reimagining, right? And it's not even the same kind of game. But I personally think, as someone who does actually like the Marathon lore, I've not played the games, but I have known the lore. I really think that it fits to an extraction shooter. This concept of death, what's real, what's not. These synthetic humans going down, are they even alive? Are they just a robot, but they think they're not? That's interesting to me, and I think that really does open up for a lot, and I hope that we get a good balance of storytelling and PvP in this game. I've played a good amount of Sea of Thieves, which is in a little bit the same kind of game, where you fight entities to get loot, and if you die you lose it all, and also there are players that can come and fuck you over. And I think that Sea of Thieves does a really good job in telling a story and having this PvP action, but this is not going to be similar to Sea of Thieves in almost every other way. It is a PvP first game, but I do think that Sea of Thieves is a proof of concept. It is possible to tell a story with a PvP environment also present, and it also adds genuine fear, right? in a story game, eventually you'll know what all the AI does and you're just done, right? You're not super scared unless you're underpowered, but this is also a power fantasy game in a sense, so that's not gonna happen. But, you know, with players, there's an added sense of, like, unpredictability and, like, having to always be aware of your surroundings and stuff like that. And I really think that same with Sea of Thieves, adds this, like, air of uncertainty to every encounter. You have to keep your eye out on the horizon looking for ships in Sea of Thieves, and in this game it's gonna be you gotta listen for shots and stuff like that. Some people are comparing extraction shooters to BRs, and I think that they fundamentally do not understand what the difference between a BR and a extraction shooter is really. The permadeath is pretty much the only, like, similarity really. BRs move to a conclusion. Every match you load up, you know that it's gonna end with either you getting eliminated or you killing the last squad. But the difference here is that you might just sneak around a little bit, find some fun things, and then extract. No PvP whatsoever. Or you might go chase people the entire match because that's what you want to do and you want to PvP, right? And that difference, I think, is really, really important to remember. That this is not a BR. Even though it has similarities to Apex, I think that the difference of not having a real conclusion and, you know, most of the time, every match just ends, right? There's no final fight, there's no final circle. It might be like an intense moment where you're trying to extract and there's players nearby, but it's not always gonna be like that, and I think that is what gives extraction shooters their, like, unique charm, right? It's not actually about the fighting, it's about the loot, it's about getting out, it's about surviving. So thank you for watching, leave a comment, subscribe, like, and all of that. Tell me what you think. Editing this was a little bit more fun than my last 3 videos, so maybe I'll keep doing this, maybe I won't, we'll see. So for now, have a good one.